I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today as we continue our massive journey through all 118 chapters of the Bible. Today, we're zooming in on Leviticus Chapter 4. Now, I know Leviticus has a bit of a reputation for being this intimidating ancient text filled with really complex laws. But as we unpack it together today, we're going to see how we can actually extract some deeply profound ancient truths from this chapter that apply directly to our modern lives. So let's just get right into it.
I want to start off by asking you a question, and it's a big one. You know, everyone makes mistakes. That's just a part of being human. But what happens when we discover that our actions, even with the absolute best of intentions, have actually hurt someone else? What happens when we realize we've unknowingly damaged a relationship, or maybe drifted away from what's right? It's a pretty jarring feeling, isn't it? Well, thousands of years ago, Leviticus 4 was written to address this exact human experience.
To really make sense of this, let's look at the four-layer lens framework. In this series, we don't just skim the surface text. We intentionally peel back these dense, historical chapters, using some distinct philosophical and analytical lenses. We're going to look at the literal history, uncover the allegorical blind spots, examine the moral weight, and explore the ultimate eternal truths. This framework basically ensures that no matter how ancient the text is, we can instantly translate its wisdom into our lives today.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the literal layer, move to the allegorical, the moral, the anagogical, the wisdom layer, and then finally land on our core wisdom.
Okay, let's dive into this. Number 1, the literal layer, focusing on the sin offering. Historically speaking, this specific offering was designated for unintentional sins. The text acknowledges this incredibly profound truth about human nature. We can actually do wrong without fully realizing it at the time. And God gives very specific instructions for the groups you see here: the anointed priest, the whole community of Israel, a leader, and an ordinary person. What's so fascinating about this is that it proves nobody gets a free pass. From the absolute highest level of spiritual and political leadership, right down to the everyday person, everyone is accountable. Literally, no one is beyond making mistakes, which means no one is beyond the need to make things right once that mistake is brought to their attention.
Moving on to layer 2, the allegorical layer, where we uncover our blind spots.
So we're pivoting now from the ancient history of animal sacrifices right into modern human psychology. When we look at this text allegorically, it speaks directly to our internal world. Those unintentional sins, they represent the blind spots in our lives. We all have areas where we act without a full understanding. We all have moments where we completely fail to see our own weaknesses, or where our words and actions hurt others unknowingly. Real, tangible growth often begins the exact second we become aware of what we previously couldn't see. Leviticus isn't just about ancient ritual. Honestly, it's like an early masterclass in self-awareness.
That brings us to layer 3, the moral layer. This is all about taking responsibility.
Now, here is where we see a really crucial pivot. In our modern culture, our go-to defense mechanism when we're caught making a mistake is usually to say, "But I didn't mean to." Right? We focus so heavily on our intentions. But Leviticus 4 doesn't ask, "Did you mean to do it?" Because good intentions don't just magically remove responsibility. Instead, the moral weight of the chapter asks the much harder question on the right. Now that you know, what are you going to do about it? True maturity isn't about never messing up. It's about having the integrity to take ownership the moment those mistakes are brought to light.
Which leads into layer 4, the anagogical layer. Let's explore the desire for restoration.
Beyond just fixing a technical mistake, there is a much deeper human longing at play here. It's the longing for a fresh start. As human beings, we deeply desire forgiveness, reconciliation, and peace. And there is such a beautiful, reassuring message here. Broken relationships and moral failures do not have to be the end of the story. Leviticus 4, with all of its super detailed instructions for offerings, is fundamentally a chapter about hope. It teaches us that there's always a pathway back to restoration when we're willing to just acknowledge our failures. The focus is never actually on the punishment, it's always on the restoration.
Now for layer 5, the wisdom layer. Awareness leads to growth. So how do we take everything we've just learned and turn it into actionable personal development? Well, it all comes down to humility. I absolutely love how clear this progression is. We step from an unintentional mistake into the often very uncomfortable realization and awareness, which then requires us to take responsibility, ultimately leading us to forgiveness and restoration. Mistake, awareness, responsibility, restoration. It is a predictable, actionable blueprint for growth. Some of the most important lessons in our entire lives come when we humbly realize we misunderstood, we were mistaken, and we need to change.
Let's quickly distill the key takeaways we've gathered from the text so far. Look, everyone has blind spots, from the highest leader down to the everyday person. Good intentions do not remove responsibility. Humility truly is the beginning of wisdom. Taking responsibility is what builds trust in our communities. And admitting we're wrong, man, that takes immense courage. The truly wise person isn't the one who pretends to always be right. The wise person is the one who is constantly willing to learn from their failures.
Finally, we reach layer 6, the core wisdom statement.
If you remember only one thing from our time together exploring this ancient text today, let it be this synthesis right here. The path to wisdom is not avoiding mistakes altogether, but humbly recognizing them, taking responsibility, and choosing restoration. Take a second to just let that sink in. The sin offering reminds us that being human means we're going to err, sometimes entirely by accident. But true wisdom sparks the exact moment we stop defending our blind spots and start doing the hard work to make things right.
All right, zooming back out to the grander scope of our journey. We are on a monumental quest here to explore the vast wisdom of the Bible, leaving absolutely no stone unturned, chapter by chapter.
And would you look at this number, 94. We have now successfully uncovered 50 chapters of Genesis, 40 chapters of Exodus, and with today's explainer, 4 chapters of Leviticus together. That is 94 chapters of ancient truth successfully decoded for our modern lives.
But, you know what? The adventure is literally just beginning. We have 1,095 chapters still left to explore. There is just a massive amount of wisdom yet to be discovered, and I absolutely cannot wait to uncover it with you. Before we go today, I want to leave you with this one thought. Could your greatest growth actually come from the mistakes you are finally willing to admit? Think about that this week.